Good morning, Mr. Jason. I see you've uploaded these replays at 3 a.m. So, holy shit, go to sleep, Jesus. First off, nice hat. Second of all, let's start this replay. This is your loss, by the way, and it's on the best map in the game. Ooh, a wall shot. Let's see this. This, I think, is like the worst situation to have a wall shot at all. And you do a good thing. I would do that as well. Maybe not the best thing to do, but it was a good thing. Let's check this rotation, shall we? So you missed the boost on the first jump, and then you jump while steer. Oh dear me! And you take the second boost as well. It has its positives and negatives, I guess. Not too shabby of a clear. Could have been better. Right. I wanted to say something before this started. Uh, Clears in 3v3s is probably the single most by the way, you're playing against an ESL monthly elite. Nice. Um, Clears have to be the single most important thing in 3v3s. Just like 50-50s are the single most important thing in 2v2s. Sorry, in 1v1s. This is what clears are in 3v3s. If you can get power shots, get wall power shots, I will tell you about that, I guess, if you don't know. So getting power shots and wall power shots from defense to the opponent's defense, that's a very good thing to know. Also, a very useful thing to think about when playing threes is to notice how your teammates are trying to clear it, and then try to intercept their clear if you think it's a bad one, or if it's not good enough. If it's a soft clear, which means it does not go over all the opponents. A hard clear is when it goes over all the opponents and makes it very difficult for them to defend. So if your teammate makes a soft clear, then you want to be on the ball and you want to be first. So let's continue. Oh, let me see this one more time. He's going for this. Not bad. This is what I mean. He's not going to make a clear from this. You should, since this is superstar. I don't think you should have doubts about him hitting the ball, and you can see clearly from his boost and his angle of the car where he's going. You should be already be going to the left and clearing this. Even though dribbling is not the worst idea, because he's right there and he stole your boost, even though you have 200, uh, you cannot really go for the ball from the angle you want, or I think the angle you want it as well. So from here and then take the ball there. Because of this, you kind of get under the ball. So the best thing to do here would be just get the ball up the wall, or just try to make a hard clear from here. It's not too big of a mistake dribbling here, but your angle is kind of bad. And then you kind of panic. I don't think you have boost here. Which is interesting because you boosted to get that boost pad. Okay, so the first thing is your teammate should be going for this, not you. He should have went for it years ago. Second of all, you always want to be against an air dribble. I'm saying this as if you have boost. I don't think you have boost, but when facing an air dribble, you always want your aerial to be above. You always want your aerial to be kind of able to block if he just lets the ball go, but you also want to be a bit higher if he decides to make another touch. Is that alpha boost? Nice. Nice, nice. Um, Anyways, he should have went for it, and you should have just waited for it. And since you don't have any boost, apparently, maybe it would have been better if you waited for him to come closer to the ball and then just try to block, whoops, block his shot instead of trying to 50-50 him. Anyway, this was mostly your teammate's fault, and yeah, basically, almost maybe if you didn't go for it, let's see it from his perspective. He said individually, and what was his name? Was it House of Boat? No. It's the one with the long name, Eric. Let's see this from his perspective. He should have been going for it here. He's not. He sees you going for it, which probably confuses him, and then he tries to go for the save. It's quite bad from him, to be honest. But I think actually I forgot something. I think the mistake was happening here because if you notice, you should be knowing this before you look behind. But roughly, when you make this, not this touch, this block, when you make this block, you should be going for it again because your teammates are nowhere near to contest that. So your biggest mistake happens right here when you decide to go back into defense instead of just trying to waste time. Because if we look at this from Bird's perspective, your teammate, one of them is not even in goal, he's just rotating in. One of them you saw in front of your eyes flying there, and you're here. So meaning no one can, in a realistic small amount of time, contest this ball. So the best thing to do here would be just to block their any attempt of a fast play, possibly, and this would be the best, get the ball up the wall and try to clear it, even if it's a soft clear, just to waste time so that Sammy Diesel here can start rotating back, and Elmo van Barts has time to adjust his defensive positioning inside of the goal. So rotating back is a classic Reddit thing to do because those people are obsessed with rotations. Every time I see someone do something and then immediately rotate back into defense, I only want to say this guy is probably a Redditeer because they're on Reddit. People are all about the rotations. So no, rotating back at this point, not the worst idea because there is a guy that's meant to be in goal, so he could go for it, and you could be saving a potential fast play. But also, this guy is an ESL monthly elite, so he's kind of not on superstar level. So that's also kind of not fair, I guess. But if we put that aside, you had two options. You went for the other option. Wasn't too bad, to be honest. Rotating back was not the worst idea. Kind of giving them too much space, as you can see from Bird's perspective. A little bit too much space here. Just a little bit. Okay. Let's go to our Jason boy. Cheating on a 3-3 game is a good idea. So good job. Not sure if you faked him there or if you pushed it out of that wall shot. But still, since you were on the wall, you were always going to get there before him. And you're always going to have the advantage in the aerial. So I think you should not have pushed it out if you did push it out. And you should have went for the shot. And this shot should have been a dribble. This is the second time I've seen you kind of panic. Because looking at it from this perspective, no one's attacking you. He's not, the guy in the goal is not even boosting, and the ESL monthly elite, he does not have the angle to approach. The thing he can do, however, he can indeed turn around and block your shot because he has the perfect angle for that, meaning that in this situation, ideally, you would hit the ball towards where he is right now, because then the ball will go behind him. Also, this shot on itself is not a bad idea, but you executed it poorly because you mistimed the bounce, which is not very difficult to do. It's not very difficult to mistime the bounce when you're coming off the wall like that. This is basically Sammy Dizzle's fault. He should have been going for that aerial, even though two people were going for it. And you probably should not be going for this. If you see them landing before you even turn like this, you should probably just let the ball go. It won't like kill you if you just stay on the your standard defensive position, which you were in. Congrats, boy. You were right here, so that means you do have you can see everything that's happening. And you do have time to react, and you do have boost, like we can see. So I would suggest just let see what he's doing, and then react. It was just kind of, but Sammy Dizzle was there, so maybe going for it was not the worst idea. I wouldn't trust my teammates like if I were you like this. Not a bad touch, not a bad follow up as well. Poor recovery. Oh Jesus. Oh my God, this is very poor from your teammates, and this not being a goal is beyond hilarious. Oh dear me. In your defense, your teammates are quite lost. So let's see how you can help them. Yeah. Okay. At this point, Sammy Dizzle does an amazing aerial. I don't know what Elmo Bartz is thinking. Of course, Sammy Dizzle will try to go for it again. Rotating back is the only option, which you do. And then, of course, Sammy Dizzle does not understand that, of course, Elmo Van Bartz will want to go for this. And Elmo Van Bartz also had the better angle for this. But Sammy Dizzle and Elmo Van Bartz really don't care about each other. So what you should be doing here is staying in goal, wait them to fuck up and see what happens, which you are doing, so congratulations. I don't think you should have stopped and went back there. I think you were scared of the monthly elite here. But since your teammate was close and going for this, there's nothing really to be so much afraid of. It's going to be a 50-50, so if it's going to be a 50-50, there's only so many variants that can go wrong and go into the goal. So can't be really afraid of something such a small risk. Again, you're kind of panicking when you have the ball here. You should really okay before so while you're watching from third man's perspective. When I say third man, I mean the last guy back. This is my favorite position by far because it doesn't make me paranoid. I see everyone and everything happening on the field. So what do I do when I when I'm in this position? Well, since I'm quite used to all the ball physics and a lot of the behaviors my opponents and teammates exhibit on across a lot of ranks, I'm not too scared. I'm not too confused of what's happening. I usually have a good grasp of what's happening. So what I like to do is I like to focus on two things at once. So like the ball and the player that's most likely to go for it. At this point, so let me kind of guide you through it, I guess. At this point, I'd be watching Elmo, the ball, and the guy really close to the ball. And then as soon as I see the guy really close to the ball leaving it, I'd watch Elmo and the guy that's obviously going for the 50-50. I'd notice my teammate kind of has more speed, so I'd move in closer, and then this would happen, and I'd be a lot closer. Then I'd watch the next guy that's closest. I'd see that's this guy Kokos, and I'd notice maybe Sammy Dizzle, but I would still watch the ball just rolling down. And then as soon as I see Coco's going for it and Sammy Dizzle going for it, I'll be awaiting another 50-50. My teammate gets beaten, and then I'd watch for the next guy close to the ball, which is myself, which is in this case you. I notice Cocos is still flying. I'd notice Boost is coming from that orange guy to the right, meaning he's turned backwards, and I'd know I have time now. So at this point, you're kind of panicking. This has to be panic because you're going for this shot. You're never going to make this a hard clear. This is best to be a dribble. I don't know how much effect does the ESL Monthly Elite title have on you. I know that when I played with a couple of ESL Monthly Elites, LCS contenders, famous names like Fisher Kid, Torex, and Josette and things like that, that does kind of have an impact on me. But if that does have an impact on you, what I suggest is you watch how they play instead of watch what their name is. Because if you're scared of the name, you'll be scared to do something against them, and this is all against my state of mind, where being scared of making the mistake will stop you from making that mistake, and hence you will never learn how to approach the situation. So I think you might be a bit scared of him. Not sure if that's what's making you so nervous and so quick to shoot the ball instead of dribble it. Then you should really just focus on and think that the best way to beat the guy that has the ESL Monthly Elite title, the best way to beat him is to play your best, and playing your best would imply that you think what's best to do and then do it, no matter the consequences. So anyways, you didn't dribble this, and surprisingly, you fucked up. This is okay. In any rational situation, this would be not a bad touch. You did start to go to rotate, which maybe you should have just continued. But things changed when the ball started to go towards your Irish bum. So you did decide to pass back. The pass back itself is not bad, it's okay. But then there's the same thing that's happening the whole game. Your teammates are ball chasers. Look at where Sammy Dizzle is. He obviously wanted to go for this. And you kind of had to have this in your mind. If you look at this from Sammy Dizzle's perspective, you'll see his teammate, one of the teammates is in goal and going for this, and the other is kind of flopping around like a dead bird. So obviously this ball is for him, and he sees a lot more than you, not just because of the extreme camera settings. He also sees more than you because he is in the goal. So sometimes, just sometimes, even in solo standard, it'd be best to leave the ball for the player that sees more. And what you could have done in this situation is turn off ball cam. Just for a short amount of time, turn off ball cam, and then even if you didn't turn off ball cam, you'll see that one guy is in goal, and that could have alone tell you that he might want to go for it. Also, you weren't really sure of what's happening around you, so this is kind of, I guess, more advanced than what you're used to, but cameras are very important in game. Recently, I done a replay on my teammate, my own mate from the team, who's a grand champion in 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s, basically in everything. He does not use his camera at all. He uses sound. And I have sound currently turned off because it pisses me off. I put pause and then I hear every fucking engine noise. So I don't have sound. You can use sound to identify that one guy is right there in the middle, and if you don't hear anything else, then you know that the third guy is kind of far away. But what I do instead of using sound, I do use sound, but not as much as he does. He just relies solely on sound. He does not turn his camera left and right. He does not look back. He just uses sound. I don't recommend that. And this is, by the way, this is the only map where you can go like under the floor, even on here. So that's just like a fun fact. So anyways, what you could be doing while you're flopping around like a semi-dead fish, you could be checking where your opponents are when your teammates are. And I'm not being like a hypocrite or anything. I really do this in games, and I really do check around much. For me, it's kind of easy because I can do uh, I can do recoveries with the like I know how to do it even with my eyes closed, literally, not even joking. And for you, it might be more difficult, but still, you should look for the information. If you have the information, you don't have you cannot really panic. Um, you can yeah you can you just I'll put it like that. You can't really panic if you have information that tells you don't worry about it. There's no one there. You don't have to jump for this. Let me see what let me just what happened here. Okay, since it was a pass, it does look like he's passing back to you, and it is a good decision to go for it since you went for the first one. And Sammy Dizzle is being just a fucking idiot. What the fuck is he doing? That's a so your teammates' clears are just horrible. Let's see what he could have done better in that situation. What? Oh. He kind of went. Yeah, he could have made a better clear there. Definitely. If he made a wider rotation instead of sliding on the wall there, he could have been on this ball and made a better clear. So your teammates' clears are very bad. And the thing you could have noticed in this 2 minutes that passed is one that your teammates are ball chasers and two that your teammates clears suck. So uh, just when you see one in attack and you're the last guy in, you can expect him to either ball chase or to both get lost in attack. So you have to be extra focused on what's happening, and one is the fastest way possible to save their asses, and two is when they're clearing, you have to be focused and you have to be more worried about their clears than anything else. So any opponent, any boost you need, anything, you have to just be worried mostly how they're clearing the ball so you can save them. I think this is pretty much about to replay, I don't know, but I'll keep watching. Oh, look who's ball chasing now. Woohoo! It's our Irish fellow. Why are you so close to them at all? But this is what I mean. He basically made a clear here. And instead of ball chasing, you could have just reacted to his clear. Obviously, you're the best option to go for the shot. If Sammy Dizzle made it just a little bit of better pass. But you have to be conscious of your teammates all the time. Okay, okay. The thing I want to say, but I'm not saying for some reason. Actually, I didn't notice this. Okay, so usually when you're attacking, when your team is attacking, and a shot is coming from the right to the goal, um, on this level particularly, it usually means if the shot is not a good one like this one, it means that the ball will be going back to the right side. That being said, you could also notice who is going for the shot, which is one of the defenders, and they both have the angle and momentum towards the right side. So I think even though Emma Bartz is right there and I won't call him an idiot because, I'm trying to be nice, okay? You still should have adjusted a bit, even before the shot came in. You should have been here on the right side. Would just make it that much easier for you to get closer and react better to this. It's not bad, but just a small adjustment. First off, you have a bad angle at this. So if you do see them on the wall, you most likely you won't be able to contest it. But if you are doing this kind of cheating thing where you're staying close in case they decide to dribble it or just slow the ball down, then you should at least make a bit of a wider angle to approach the corner. And since you didn't, this shot itself is kind of a bad idea, since you're never going to get a shot on goal. So when you can get a shot on goal in these kinds of situations, I would suggest you use the backboard. Even though the ball is dropping down and everything, you could still hit like you could still hit the ball up, and the neat trick is to hit the ball from up to this part of the wall, and it just bounces off, boink. So when you have this kind of angle and you can shoot, hit the ball a little bit angled towards the center, and hit it off this rampart where the floor meets the wall, and the ball is sure to bounce off, and your teammate is in the perfect position for that. That's like a tip and trick, I guess. It's a trick to learn, because a shot from there, even though the goal was open, you really can't pull it off. I don't think anyone can pull that shot off, since the ball is already falling down and your angle is minus 100,000 degrees and shit. So it's really not an easy task. By the way, your dodges are abysmal this game. Every time I see you dodge, you usually just end up flopping like a fish on dry land. Ooh, that was almost a good play. Again, you're not following the game. I think the biggest thing you can learn, basically, and the thing I've seen most from you in this replay, is that when you have this much information on your screen, so 3 opponents, 1 teammate, the ball, or 2 teammates and the ball, you should really use the information, like I told you before, how I watch situations, and just get used to anticipating what your opponent is going to do. Right now, I can tell you, I was watching this, by the way, I can tell you that the person that was going to go for the ball was indeed Kokos, and the thing that he's going to do was indeed hit the ball up. You decide to go back, but if you notice, there isn't a second teammate on your screen, so you're supposed to be going for this. One thing, even if you cannot get a shot from it because of your angle, which again, you could have noticed the angle is bad, since you saw how close the ball is to the wall here, and really, with knowing physics a bit, you know that your teammate cannot put it realistically this far into middle, so being closer to the wall would have given you a better angle for anything that comes. Like I was saying, going for this Kokos touch is, even if you cannot shoot, is imperative, because they can get a clear from this. This is a great touch for a clear. You should have been going for this, and even if you cannot score from here, you can do a neat trick I can teach you, and that's if you hit the ball while it's in the air like this, and hit it off of this wall, and if the ball's trajectory is like going up, so the ball is going forward and up, and it hits the wall when it's going upwards, the ball will bounce very good into the middle, and it will be a great easy shot for your teammates any day of the week. Also, you can kind of hit the ball here also while the ball is going up, and if you don't understand what I mean by the trajectory, let's watch this shot on its own. So just a bit of clarification. The ball is right now going up. Since Kokos just hit the ball and he hit it upwards, the ball is going up and its trajectory is up. You see? It's going up. Now it's starting to go down. You don't want to hit it when it's going down, and even if it is going down, you want to hit it up into that corner wall, which makes for great passes. I think you should let this go because of your teammates in defense. You miss, but you didn't let it go. Abysmal shot. Jesus. Again, you're not following. You should be going for this. I don't know. I think you might be scared because of your teammates, or maybe you're just pushing out everything. But if you follow the game, you should have known the ball was going to bounce into the middle, and it was really your ball to go for. You're gonna have a bad angle at this because you're busy picking up the boost pads. Since you okay, so if you have momentum and a little bit of boost, you should always be going for the ball because momentum, you use boost to get momentum. So if you have momentum, then using that momentum to get boost, and thus no, just dot period. If you use boost to get, so if you use momentum to get boost so you can get momentum, that's stupid when you look at it like from any perspective basically. So when you have momentum, you should just be going for the ball because boost, the reason you have boost is to get momentum. Especially if you take the momentum, you kill it, so you can get boost, and then make new momentum, but from even a worse angle. This is a complete no-no. Wow, Sammy does. I'm impressed by that touch. That was almost a clear. Good, good, good. Now, if he didn't fuck that up, that would be a great way to keep pressure on the opponents. Just shots and shots. Oh dear me. What the fuck? How is this a goal? Don't get me wrong, Jason, but this goal was stupid as fuck. Can this dude, if anyone sees this, can this dude please come and explain to me why the fuck is he going here instead of there? Jesus, you telling me this is Superstar? Holy crap. I think I've seen enough. If you disagree and think I should have watched the whole replay, then you can tell me this later. I can make a follow-up with you. That's the least of my that's the one thing I can always do is make follow-up videos. I'm gonna quickly jump into the solo win, but I think I can pretty much, the thing I'm expecting here to happen, as opposed to last game, is first. Okay, never mind. Okay, I think okay, this changed a lot. So the monthly elite has been here forever. He's obviously doesn't belong in this rank, and don't get me wrong, but I think he might have carried you in this game. So watching this replay would not make sense. I'm gonna watch the first minute, and if I change my opinion rationally, then yeah, let's see what happens. My opinion is that because of him, your opponents will be outplayed completely. Anyway, let's see your kickoffs now. Not bad. That was good. I like it. You're getting better at them. You had a bad angle for that. You didn't have much momentum. Actually, you had a lot of momentum. And you went for boost instead of going into the ball and trying to make a shot. You're leaving this for the monthly. Good. You're not watching where the ball is going. Obviously, because you're looking at the boost. You should be going for this any day of the week. You have some problems as the third man. I think we will jump into Discord one day, and I'll kind of tell you more about my experiences as the third man, and how I make decisions, and what's the best, and some tips and tricks for third man, being the third man. Because I do like to see everything and be in control. So I have been, for the lot of the 2,000 hours, I have been the last guy in defense. Well, actually, no, I've been the ball chaser most of my time. But lately, the past couple of hundreds of hours, I did indeed be the third man in high-level games such as Super Champion and Grand Champion. So I do have tips for that, and you kind of need them. This is just an amazing goal. You know how I said the monthly will carry you? Well, apparently your opponents will carry you. He's obviously going for it, by the way. It was obvious from the beginning. Oh, so if you're cheating like this and the ball goes to the side where you saw your teammate go for boost, leave it for him. Leave it. Especially if you see him on your screen. If you don't see him on the screen, I would understand. You should be going for this shot. Even if you don't trust yourself with the bounce read, you should try. You're a superstar. You kind of know where it's going to bounce, and you cannot be a pussy and then just go for it and think rationally. So if you think, all right, the angle and the speed, it might bounce somewhere around here, then go where somewhere around here is. If you make the mistake, you'll learn from it. There's no real. You won't really become better if you just don't go for balls. And that also means when you're the last guy back. If you have been watching the game and you have been focused on where the ball is and who's going for it, then you can rationally anticipate where the ball is going and just go for it. Don't be afraid of making the mistake, because if you don't go for it, you'll probably make more damage than good. Also, he's kind of passing the ball in, and general rule is, apart from goddammit stop looking at the boost the whole time, look at the ball, the general tip is as well, if you're low on boost or if you went for the bump on the goalie, you're still around in the box area, you should stay around in the box area. You can do a lot more damage in the box area with low boost than your teammates with full boost can do when they're on the midline and they have to get into the box from all the way there. Since you're as close to the ball as your opponents, you can do a lot of damage. So as soon as you see him, even remotely, doing something like this, so even making a shot, or just, and especially when you see him do this, this is where I don't understand why you continue to go back. Okay, rotations, good, not bad, but since he is an ESL monthly elite and context does matter when someone is going for the shot, I would suggest just turning around and see how you can help him. You boost whore. Your teammate tried to go for it, which he's kind of a dumbass. He had a poor angle on that. You had a much better angle if you just went for it. And also, you should be going for this shot. You really don't have like confidence or something. Just go for the shot. You have the angle. You're already moving towards the ball, but you decide to stop and not go for it. You should really be going for the shot. See, your teammate bails you out. Didn't I say he will carry you? I goddamn said he will carry you. I think I said everything. If you need more, and like I said, I will drop into Discord to talk to you a bit. Just ask me. I can make a follow-up video, no problem. No problem. I would like another 1v1 replay from you in 1v1s when you're all-star now. I want to see that. I want to see how you're handling that. If you play 1v1s, if you don't, you don't have to. If you're gonna just play solo 3s, that's okay with me as well. Just take my advices I just gave in this video, try to apply them to your games, and then you can send me the replay of when you try to apply the advice. Kudos, bye bye.